Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. So report has it that the jewel was in the royal mansion when a vehicle stopped in. At the gate, there was a huge, like those very big basket of hampers that right? And somebody dropped it with an envelope and they brought it to the gate. And when they spoke to the jewel said that they should leave it at the gate, that when she's coming out, she'll stop by and see it, because usually they will check things and be very sure of where those things are coming from before they pass it into the house. And so they said when she got to the gate and she looked at the hampers and looked at the paper that was on it and found out that the hamper was actually coming from Ikpe, and she was upset, really, really upset. And they said that was when she called Ikpe and started warning Ikpe never to send gifts to her, never to come anywhere close to her, and never to come anywhere close to the royal mansion. That the condition that was, described by the Great Lion still stays. They should not come anywhere close to her. That Ikpe should not begin to assume that they are friends because she decided that she wanted to help Ikpe, that what she didn't do for Ikpe, that she did for the innocent boy who is caught in between, jealousy and kpai, that this whole thing that is upon Ikpe's son is because of the mother's jealousy, and that innocent boy is suffering because of the mother's jealousy. That she felt pity for the boy, not for Ikpe, and that was why she did what she did. So now what did she do? You know that Ikpe recently took her sick son to the royal mansion, where she was crying and begging that the jewel should help. The jewel should return back to the palace, and in fact the jewel would have to help her, if not that she was going to buy. That she has tried, she has done everything. That look is Arun and all of that, and you do know that they have already told the jewel that this Arun Ikokun, they have already told them that it will be over when the jewel comes back to the palace. They'll do those sacrifices and all of that. So they said the jewel, the Ofarende is coming up on the 29th of next month, and so after that the jewel will return back to the palace. But of course, with everything that is going on with this sickness, a lot of people are just thinking that it's too long, that 29th before it, because Ofarende is on the 29th. So the fact of Ofarende is on the 29th does not mean the jewel is returning on the 29th. She might return maybe before the 10th year anniversary or thereabout, right? So now everybody's begging and they are trying whatever it is that they can to ensure that the jewel returns back to the palace. And that was why Ikpe went to the royal mansion to beg the jewel to do whatever she could do. And then the jewel now came to the palace on that day that she came, and she pleaded with Kabiyesi to see what Kabiyesi can do. Kabiyesi is the only living deity. No matter how bad the situation is in that palace, Kabiyesi knows exactly what to do. He sees, he knows remedy, but they said this Ikpe's own. He deliberately didn't want to get involved in this thing that is going on with Ikpe because he felt like Ikpe did not show him respect. And when he started warning Ikpe to stay away from this drama, Ikpe refused. And when the boy became sick, Ikpe refused to tell him. Ikpe didn't tell him. Kabiyesi didn't even know until after, he came back from seclusion. That was when he found out that Ikpe's son has been sick, that Ikpe has been spending money, Ikpe has been going round and round. That's why she's hardly in the palace, right? So Kabiyesi made up his mind that he's not going to be a party to it. He's not going to be as into help Ikpe and all of that. But when Ikpe went to the jewel and begged the jewel had to come and beg Kabiyesi. And they said when the jewel begged Kabiyesi, Kabiyesi was able to do something. So whatever Kabiyesi did, we don't know, but they say there was something Kabiyesi did. Apparently, the jewel Ikpe wanted to show appreciation, and that was why Ikpe sent the hampers. Now, because, you know, the jewel left and responded to Ikpe by going to meet Kabiyesi, crying and begging Kabiyesi to do something for the sake of the boy, maybe Ikpe just automatically thought that, okay, now we have become friends, best friends and all of that, to go and send hampers, and that hampers really pissed off the jewel. The jewel warned her that does not want Ikpe anywhere around her house. She does not want Ikpe anywhere around, sending people hampers, envelope, whatsoever. That does not want to, she does not want to have any relationship whatsoever with Ikpe. She does not want to do anything whatsoever with Ikpe. That Ikpe should stay on her lane and let her stay on her lane. That she doesn't want. They said that was how they had to carry the hampers, okay, to the palace. Like they had to, that very moment, they said they had to send somebody. They called Ikpe to come to send the driver to come and carry the hamper. Ikpe did not. So they had to send somebody to carry the hamper to the palace, to return it back to Ikpe, to know that the jewel is not accepting it and the jewel does not want to accept it. Now, do you know that even Dr. Safaya has said that the reason why it is looking as if Ikpe is calm now and everything is going well, as if she cares if the jewel comes back to the palace or not, is because of the fact that the boy, her son, is still sick. That if if that boy gets well, if Ikpe sees a way to buy the jewel, Ikpe will do it without even looking back. Now that's the kind of heart that they have. You see, Ikpe will never change. That's what they said. Safaya is saying that Ikpe can never ever change. That everything that they are doing unanimously is because of the child. They know that that boy is innocent. They know that the boy is suffering because of the decision of the mother. That is the reason they are helping. If not, why will she want to have anything to do with Ikpe when, you know, she knows that Ikpe is very, very unrepentant? So they said that Safaya started saying these things when they saw the hampers back in the palace, and the message that the jewel left, that look, I don't want to have anything to do with you. Do not come anywhere close to me. I will never ever. So that Safaya was saying, what was Ikpe even thinking? That like right now she has become friends with, you know, the jewel just because the jewel decided to help. That, you know, one thing that is working for them is the jewel does not have the kind of heart that they have. That if this had been the other way around, that none of them will intervene, none of them will say anything. They will even want that thing to happen to the jewel. Yes, that it's just a beautiful thing that the jewel has a heart of her own, and Ikpe should not, you know, begin to assume that they are actually friends. This is what we heard. Oh, I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged rumors and verified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.